Hey everybody, let's go ahead and talk about the Super Mario Brothers movie. So I did go ahead and see that, but first, before we get to the review, let's go ahead and do a recap of what this movie's even about. So for this movie, we have Mario and Luigi, who are plumbers, who are just trying to get themselves on the map. They've left their previous job, and they're trying to get their own plumbing company off the ground. An issue happens in Brooklyn where Brooklyn is being flooded. They decide to go, let's take a look to see what's going on, and let's see if we can fix this. It'll give us some traction as far as notoriety for the company and help build us up. So they go there, they find something weird, something happens, they get sucked in to this new world, but they get separated. So this movie is now, Luigi has now been separated from Mario. Mario's trying to find Luigi to make sure that his little brother is safe, but now that they've been separated, Mario is on search to find someone to help him save his brother, and that's where we run into Peach, Toad, Donkey Kong, and we start the process of trying to stop Bowser for two reasons: from taking over the whole Mushroom Kingdom, and to also help Mario save Luigi. Alright, so that is the premise of the Super Mario Brothers movie. And this movie is kind of weird. The critics mostly hate it. The audience mostly loves it. And I'm kind of straight in the middle. I do like the movie. I enjoy it. It's very fun. But there are moments in this movie that, for me personally, it was like, okay, how many Super Mario games can you, how many Super Mario game features or memes or things that we know about from these games be fit into one movie? It's like we have Mario Kart, we have Super Mario 1, 2, and 3 covered in this game. We got Donkey Kong, the original, covered in this game. The only thing we don't have covered is Mario Tennis. I mean, even Luigi's Mansion, it has references in this game. So there's a lot crammed into this movie. So if you love Easter eggs, this is the movie for you. There's Easter eggs throughout the whole goddamn movie. The movie's only about an hour and a half. You take out end credits, maybe about an hour and 17 to an hour and 20 minutes long. And you kind of feel it. Like, they kind of rush through this thing a little bit. So it's, if there is a complaint I have for this movie, it's that the story is, I'm not going to say it's non-existent. I don't think it was their priority, to be honest. I feel like their priority was give fans who love Mario things to see from Mario. Oh, another major complaint I have, and this is probably the biggest complaint. Whoever did the voice for Cranky Kong, I did not like that at all. Cranky Kong, whoever did the voice for Cranky Kong, it pulled me and my wife completely out the movie. We ended up looking at each other like, what is he doing? So, wasn't a fan of the Cranky Kong. Oh, but let me tell you my favorite character. This blue star or fire, I don't even know what it is. It's trapped in the dungeon. Favorite goddamn character in the movie. He is so dark. He is so disruptive. Every time he opens his mouth, everyone else is just like, yo, I'm depressed. Enough. Greatest character in this movie. Fight me if you do not agree. He is awesome. So as long as you go into this movie expecting the fact that, number one, story is not overall in this. It's a simple story. It really is. There's not much to it. But acknowledge that the fun that you're going to get from this movie, especially if you see it with a good audience, is all the callbacks, all the references. Now, I'm going to say one thing that they do in this movie. Some may consider this a spoiler. I do not. The movie starts off with the Super Mario Brothers rap. From, if you watch the old cartoons growing up, Super Mario in the early 90s, late 80s, this intro. So that was fun. Me and my wife got a kick out of that immediately. Jack Black as Bowser, come on. Incredible. He steals this movie. You could have called this movie Bowser with Jack Black, and it probably would have been just as good, and potentially maybe a tad bit funny, because every time Jack Black shows up as Bowser, I just smiled because he killed the role. It's something only Jack Black can do. Chris Pratt is Mario. I had no problems with that. He did a good job. There are a lot of callbacks. The voice shows up. You do get to hear the classic Mario voice multiple times. So I'm not upset at all for what they did with Mario or what Chris Pratt did with Mario. I think he did a great job. Hopefully people leave him alone now because he didn't butcher it. It made sense. And it logically was fun for me on that point. But that's really the only negative I have story wise. I mean, maybe some could say that Mario really doesn't have that much of a journey himself. It's more or less save my brother, save my brother, save my brother. It's not really anything where he's really looking into himself that deeply. He does do it a tad bit, but it's not really anything that you didn't see coming, 5 times past Friday. So, but that's only nitpicking for me. It's the people who are just hating on this movie for not having a story. I would just say if you go look back at the original Super Mario Brothers games, the main story was Save Peach. That was it. Save Peach. So, for me, the movie was fun. It was enjoyable. I had moments where I laughed out loud hard as hell. There were moments where there was one moment, I'm not going to tell you what it is. One moment I laughed so goddamn hard, I choked on my drink. And I don't care. It was funny as hell. And when you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. And there is an end credit, so stay after for that. It's not an earth-shattering end credit. It's just a funny end credit. I'll just say that. But for me, I'll give this movie a nice 7 out of 10. It was fun. It was enjoyable. If you love Easter eggs, you'll have a lot of fun with this movie. If you grew up loving Super Mario or Donkey Kong, you'll have a lot of fun with this movie. So once again, sticking with a 7 out of 10. So hopefully you enjoyed the movie. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And we'll see y'all in the next one. Looney out.